Welcome to another edition of SportsVenting Weekly. I'm frustrated Phil, and I don't know where the Waz is today, but...
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. At 6'5", a solid, meaty 215 pounds. Your pregame announcer, your owner, your coach, your pop singing sensation, but most importantly, your power forward, yours truly, Jackie Moon!
Oh no, it's not Jackie Moon. It's the Waz. I'm here. What's going on, sports fans? Frustrated Phil? It's basketball time.
Yes.
The whole show is going to be dedicated to basketball today. Hockey fans, I'm sorry. Football, I'm sorry. Basketball all day. How you feeling?
I'm feeling real good. You know why?
Why is that?
The Soul won a title in July, the Eagles won a title in February, and now Villanova's in the Elite Eight.
Don't talk to me about Villanova
What a
again.
year for Philly.
I'm a Temple fan. We don't root for Nova. Sorry, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm a Temple grad. I root for Nova.
Well, if something's wrong with you. You got dropped on your head when you were a kid. I did like Villanova in '85 when they beat Georgetown. I'll get back to that in a minute. But ever since, I'm sorry. Main line, I don't want to hear it. I'm Broad Street. This is how I bring it. I get off on the Broad Street subway at Columbia and I walk to class. I don't pull up in my Lexus on Route 30 down at Villanova. I don't roll that way.
I love you, Jay Wright.
Whatever. I'll take John Chaney any day of the week. But in other news, what is going on? The Eagles win a Super Bowl, and 6 weeks later, what happens?
What happens? They signed Michael Bennett, and apparently he's been charged with beating a 66-year-old paraplegic woman.
What? Who does that?
Well, he wanted to get to the field. What would you want him to do?
Excuse me, man. Can you please move out of the way? I'd like to get to the field. No, get the F out of my way! I'm Michael Bennett! Come on, you can't do that, Michael Bennett! Horrible. But actually, 6 weeks later, I'm actually talking about not the Eagles. I'm talking about another huge upset. What happened last Friday night?
Last Friday night, UMBC beats Virginia, the most overrated one seed ever. Take that, Jack Salt.
First time ever a 16 seed beats a 1. We've been waiting for it for years. I remember us sitting on the couch at 1810 Griffith Street at the Rio's house watching March Madness every year, hoping, praying a 16 would beat a 1. Never happened. Now it does. However, do you feel it's a little tainted?
Do I feel it's a little tainted? Why? Because Virginia's so overrated and they stink and they can't score?
No, it's just I have a hard time with college basketball and pro basketball right now because you have so many of these kids that are one and done. I just feel sometimes it loses some of its meaning, the huge upsets. You follow people for years. I mean, let's go back. One of the biggest upsets, Nova beats that juggernaut from Georgetown. I remember Mark Jackson, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Williams from Georgetown. You remember those things. You remember Indiana with Keith Smart hitting the jumper. What?
Virginia's not one and done players. They're not one and done. Don't you know Kyle Guy? Ty Jerome? They lost as a number 1 seed, 31-2.
But they're
to
not
a 16 seed.
But they're not superstars. I miss those superstars teams going down to huge upsets. You look at that Syracuse team that lost to Indiana. You had Ronnie Cycli, you had Derek Comey, you had Billy Owens, you had Sherman Douglas. That's a huge upset. You even go back further to Phi Slamma Jamma with Drexler and Olajuwon, Larry Michaud.
It doesn't matter. Why is it? They weren't upset as a 1 seed. Virginia was upset. It was great. I've been waiting my entire life to see it, and it was phenomenal. I love it. You're not going to taint it because Virginia does not have one and done players.
I don't want to taint it against UMBC. Great team. I just wish some of these players would stay. I know they got to go and got to get that money.
Marvin Bagley, bye.
I don't know. And then I watched your team from Nova last night making it to the Elite Eight. Do they hit anything but 3-pointers?
They had a few dunks, I'll tell you what they do hit, foul shots.
They do, because West Virginia got into a huge amount of foul trouble last night. I think they had, 6 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
That was it. Yep, they got in foul trouble very early on, and Villanova took advantage of it. Now, I just got a question.
Yeah.
Why do you continue to wear shorts when there's 15 inches of snow out?
Because daylight saving time and the first day of spring. I got my spring on.
Yeah, well,
But
Mother Nature
hold on a second. Before we discuss my shorts, what is with the pants?
I got new jeans.
You got new jeans. That's what I'm talking about.
Wife took me to Kohl's. Boom. Not only this, but I got 2 pair of jeans. I got 2. This color and tan.
Let me digest that. The wife took me to Kohl's.
Yes.
And I see you have some very white sneakers on.
You like this? You like this, America? White sneakers.
They look like orthopedic shoes. Are you on mall walking after this?
I love all white sneakers. They go with anything. They're beautiful.
All right. At least I match. I got my tropical stuff going on today.
Yeah.
It's loud, but that's who I am.
You got different shades of aqua blue, though.
Well,
whatever.
Sorry. But, again, with the shoes, with that, I mean, you know what, though? It is an improvement from those acid wash pale blue things that you got from, I think, Sunshine Blues back in 1986.
Excuse me, I got to change.
Oh, here we go again. This is 2018, the year of the wardrobe change. While my esteemed colleague is changing probably something into Eagles because you might as well live it up because if they don't win the Super Bowl again, at least you will always have this to look back to.
Yes, there we go.
Back to the tournament. I got a new favorite team because if you tuned in for last week's show, you know I had Virginia and Michigan State in the final. That's not going to happen.
No, it didn't even get out of the first weekend.
It was horrendous. I still have... Actually, I don't have Purdue now either because they lost last night. I got lowly Michigan down on the bottom. That's it.
You have Michigan. So I had Arizona, North Carolina, Villanova, and Duke. And I got 2 left.
My whole thing is if Nova and Duke win tomorrow, it means I got to look at Nova and Duke next Saturday night.
Next Saturday night around 9 o'clock.
The only thing I think I hate worse than Villanova is Duke. And if I got to look at Grayson Allen's face, he's got to hate the face.
He is the worst. God, is he ugly.
I want to cave his face in.
Yeah, you do.
It's like that scene from Step Brothers. Throw it up on the screen real quick.
God damn it, I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to deliver one of these right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, not really. It's your face. And again, you're doing great, man. This is the Kelly and Wine. We're all having a great time. Everybody's having fun. You pulled it off, all right? But if you don't change your face, I'm going to change it for you.
Okay.
All right. Love that scene. Grayson Allen, I just want to punch him right in the face. But my new team is Loyola, Chicago, Illinois. Loyola, Illinois, Chicago.
Yeah.
Whatever. The Ramblers.
Yeah, another Chicago team to root for, huh?
Absolutely. Who picked Loyola and Kansas State in the Elite Eight?
There were 31 brackets out of 7 million that had Loyola versus Kansas State in the Elite Eight. 31.
All right, while we're there, who's going to the Final Four, Loyola or Kansas State?
I'm going to go with Kansas State.
Oh, come on. How can you go against Sister Jean?
Yeah, well, Kansas State's going to end this run, and they're going to the Final Four later tonight.
The one thing working against Loyola is all 3 wins have combined are 4 points.
4 points.
2 buzzer beaters, and they did have that nice step back 3 at the end the other night to increase the lead to 4. Yep. I'm pulling for Loyola. Like the underdogs, we'll see what happens. On the other side, everyone got what they wanted to see. They got Kansas and Duke tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Who comes out of there?
Duke.
Duke?
Duke's coming out. Duke's coming out. They're going to win that game. Kansas barely survived last night after being up by 20. And Villanova will not lose to Texas Tech.
I highly doubt that. So we're going to see Villanova and Duke. I'm hoping Loyola. And other bracket, that'll be what? Michigan?
Michigan versus Florida State.
I got to go Michigan. Michigan, Loyola, Villanova, Duke. Cinderella and a juggernaut and 2 juggernauts.
There you go.
All right, we'll see what happens. All right, we are moving on to the NBA. And breaking news from last night. Did you see the game late?
Yeah, I heard Stephen Curry blew up his knee or something like that, tore his knee, MCL, whatever.
Yep, MRI today. So he comes back rehabbing after missing
ankle.
6 games from the ankle. He comes in last night and gets hurt. And whose fault is it?
Whose fault? Stephen Curry's?
No, I'll tell you. It's Steve Kerr's fault because who fell into Steph Curry?
His own player.
Yeah, JaVale McGee. Steve Kerr, this is on you. Why the hell is JaVale McGee in the game?
Yeah, JaVale McGee.
Come on, man. The guy's horror awful. I'm going to steal that from Shaq. Horrible and awful. Horror awful.
Horror awful. Okay, I never heard that one before.
Yeah, but so what's going to go on now? Let's say Curry has damage to his knee. They're already trying to play catch-up against Houston.
Yeah.
Does this put a real big dent in them? I mean, they're not beating Houston, or maybe OKC without Steph Curry.
That's right. So if it's anything wrong with the MCL, he should be out for the year.
Yeah. I mean, I love what's going on in the West. It's so competitive with Houston, Golden State, OKC, Portland.
Yep.
I mean, San Antonio's struggling to make the playoffs. This is a great year for the West.
That's right.
Back East, I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. They're hot, they're cold, they're hot, they're cold, they're hot again.
Watch out for those Sixers. They're coming.
They're what, a 4 seed now?
Yes, they are. They are moving up the ranks, and hopefully they will have home field advantage in the first round.
I'd like to see what happens there. It's going to be interesting in the East. Does Cleveland really get hot as we go into the playoffs? Do the Sixers make a move? Do they win 2 rounds? Can they advance to the Eastern Conference Finals?
No, I think at the beginning of the video you said, we're not talking about the NBA.
I said basketball.
Oh, I see.
And then you blew it by throwing Michael Bennett in there when I said 6-week surprise.
Yeah, I was a little confused.
All right, I'm on point.
I was a little confused. I'm a little shaken up by the morning's events.
What happened this morning?
No comment.
No. All right, no comment. I know what's going on. You know what's going on, but we're not going to say. All right, so there we go. We got the Elite Eight this weekend. Frustrated Phil has Duke and Nova. I'll take Duke and Nova too. I got Michigan and I got Loyola. You got Kansas State.
That's right.
So it's going to set up for Final Four weekend next week. The NBA season, regular season's coming to an end. We'll see what happens with Steph Curry. The NHL season's coming to an end.
Yes. Whoever gets closest to the Final Four, whoever loses that bet, the other person's got to shove a full donut in their mouth and say a sentence.
Oh, I'm all over that.
Yep.
I can shove a whole hot dog in my mouth. A donut's a piece of cake.
A whole donut.
So wait a second now. So I got Michigan. So basically, you just gotta have Nova win, right? Because you had Nova. Did you have Duke?
Nova, Duke,
Ugh.
Kansas State, and Michigan.
Can I pick my donut?
You can pick your donut.
You gotta pick the sentence.
Yeah, I'd like it. No. You gotta say your own sentence. Listen,
all right.
Your donut's gotta be sugar powdery stuff so it gets all over your face.
It's a bet. Yeah. I love donuts. Although I'm a nice slim down Waz right now.
Yeah.
Last year this jersey didn't fit. Now Jackie Moon's feeling pretty sexy right here.
Yeah. There's nothing sexier than this.
All right. That remains to be seen. The only thing sexy is that Dan the Man's not here today.
Oh, Dan's missed.
I don't know. I feel something's got to get thrown. So, here's a sweatband. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Another sweatband.
Yeah.
There you go. In honor of Dan the Man, something got thrown.
Here's a key fob.
Yeah, that really lost effect on there. All right. I'm the Waz.
I'm Frustrated Phil.
And we're out of here for the week.